Hello there, Kieran here from NGB, and Something for the Weekend is back. If you're not sure what Something for the Weekend is, well, it's a series showcasing short games that you can complete over the weekend. Although, slight disclaimer, you might not actually be able to complete them over a weekend. There's probably more likely 2 or 3. It really depends on how busy you are. This series is for people like me, who don't have hundreds of hours to sink into your Elden Rings or your Baldur Gates. Instead, it's showing off some smaller games that you can complete in sort of 5-6 hours, maybe 7 or 8, maybe even 10. Not 10, 10's too many. This week we've got a game about burning bits of wood, and also a game about climbing inside metal men. So strap yourselves in, here's Something for the Weekend. The Last Campfire smouldered onto iOS, macOS, Switch, PC, Xbox One and PS4 back in 2020. The game was developed by a small branch of Hello Games developers following their big hit release No Man's Sky. But unlike No Man's Sky, The Last Campfire is much smaller in scope, which kind of makes sense considering the whole concept of this series. In The Last Campfire you play as Ember, a soul travelling a purgatory-like world helping forlorn souls. These forlorn have lost their spark and opt to stay put in this world. You interact with them and complete little puzzles to try reignite their flames, which help them move on to the great beyond. The game deals with some pretty heavy subjects, with some forlorn simply not being ready to move on because they're in a deep state of depression or simply too anxious to act. But rather than trying to quote-unquote fix them, you simply leave some of them be, acknowledging that not everyone can be or needs to be helped. These moments are melancholic, but the game is incredibly considerate, and that feeling extends outwards into the other areas. It's a lovely looking game, and the soundtrack is a perfect accompaniment. The narrator's voice is also so beautifully cast. The puzzles are fairly relaxed too, making the overall game, while sometimes sombre, just a simple pleasure to play. It takes roughly 5 or 6 hours to complete, and while it's not on Game Pass or PS Plus, it occasionally pops up in monthly sales. But even outside of a sale, it's more than worth its £12 price. Titanfall 2 dropped onto PC, PS4 and Xbox One in 2016, following an Xbox PC exclusive release of the original game 2 years prior. The original Titanfall was a multiplayer only game created by COD veterans, and naturally, it was an absolute banger. It freshened the oversaturated FPS multiplayer scene a little, and was a subsequent hit. Titanfall 2 took what made the original great and ran with it, but it also introduced a single player campaign, and that's why we're here. NGB's very own Ben won't shut up about this game, but for good reason. Titanfall 2's campaign is probably one of the best first person shooter campaigns ever made. Yeah, I'm going there. You play as a chap called Jack Cooper who, through circumstances, ends up becoming a pilot for BT-7274, a giant mech-like Titan. From here you go on a jolly across the frontier to stop the launch of a superweapon. You wrestle other Titans with barrages of missiles, a shield that can deflect projectiles, and punch them with your big old Titan fists. You squash soldiers with your big old Titan feet, and you wall run with your tiny old human feet. The gameplay is fast, fluid, and honestly just a heap of fun. There's so much awesome shit packed into this game. The story itself is action-packed, as you'd expect, and surprisingly heartfelt, has a great ensemble of characters and some incredible level design. There are a few standout levels here that go down as some of the best levels in FPS history. And if that wasn't enough, it's all bundled neatly into a 6 to 7 hour package. Honestly, I can't praise Titanfall 2 enough. It's often on sale for less than a chai tea latte, and it's also part of EA Play, which is bundled with Game Pass Ultimate. I mean, basically what I'm saying is, if you've not played this game yet, you've literally got no excuse.
I've got some tone.
And there we are. Thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoyed it, then please do give it a thumbs up. Drop a comment also, and share it with your friends, because it all helps. And if you really enjoyed it, I've got some good news, because there are 6 other episodes on our channel that you can watch right now, and they're really good. Well, the games are good, the videos are questionable. And if that wasn't enough, this is a new weekly series, so there'll be a new episode next week, a new episode the week after that, maybe not the week after that because Starfield's coming out, but if you subscribe, you'll find out. But for now, until next time, goodbye.